Assalamu alaikum dear students, welcome to another lecture of the solution to your English paper year 2022. English compulsory paper starts with the section A, that is of MCQs. Let's get started without any delay. Question number 1, fill the relevant bubble for each part, each carries 1 mark. Number 1, majority of our students are following the same route in the term of the choice of their career. The synonym of the underlined word is the track. Number 2, O wild west wind, thou breath of autumn's wing. Which one of the following poetic device is used in the poetic line? This is basically the personification because the wind cannot, wild west wind, thou breath autumn bring. Wind cannot take breath. It is the feature of the human being. That's why we can say that this is the best example of the personification. Number 3, which one of the following sentence exemplifies alliteration? The council with stars whose broken branches show the scars. This is also a repetitive example of the alliteration that is also given in the year 2022 group 1. Number 4, anticlimax is a situation in a play or a story that releases tension after the climax. Option C is the correct option. Number 5, identify the sentence implying the transitional device of pause. Since it was raining, we stayed at home. This is basically the devising scheme of pause. If you see other sentences above all, you should be responsible. There is no cause in the sentence and brief things are not going well. At least you should stay back. All of these three sentences could not contain any device of cause. So the correct and the best suitable option is the option number A. Question number 6. When he made insolent remarks toward his classmate, the teacher took him to task. Antonym of the word insolent is respectful. Number 7. Which one of the following sentence has an adjective clause? He wears a tattered coat. No. We reached where two rivers meet. They bought a house that needs a renovation. Above two sentences are the full-fledged sentences. They do not contain any of the clause, but the option number C contains a clause that needs a renovation. So this is called an adjective clause. Number 8, identify the sentence that has past indefinite tense. You see, past indefinite sentence always carries second form of verb. So heavy fog hung over the valley is the correct option. Number 9, which one of the following sentence contains the example of present participle? Present participle means first form plus ing. So the option number B is the correct option. Dear students, you have to fill the bubbles very carefully. Do not outfill, do not double fill it, do not cross or leave any spot over the paper. Number 10, which of one of the following sentences carries an emphatic pronoun? Students, the thing to remember is the reflexive pronoun and emphatic pronoun are really close to each other because both are the self or the self form of the pronoun. But there is a little difference between them. If the self or the self form of the pronoun emphasizes the subject or the doer of the action, so this is called an emphatic pronoun. So first I read the other three examples. Each of the students was busy. No emphatic pronoun here, self or self form. C, neither of the students could do it. No one enjoyed. There is no self or self form of the word pronoun here. So only option number A is the option that is to be correct. Number 11, Harry's face turned red and he started to yell, balling his hands up into the shaking fist. Interpret the correct option from the following. Harry is angry. Number 12, in which of the following sentences all the apostrophes are correctly placed? The two boys' bags were lying at the river's edge. The two boys' bags were lying at the river's edge. You see, at the first option, you have put an apostrophe at the boy apostrophe s, and the reverse same is in the second sentence, but in the reverse is apostrophe is after the s of the reverse. But one thing to remember, then you have to use the plural of the verb that all plural of the noun or pronoun that already carries an s in the end. So what should you do? You should have to use apostrophe but after the s of the plural verb. Clear? Next is the number 13. Which one of the following sentence contains an adjective phrase? He bought a car for a new model. The dog chased him everywhere. He wanted to go home. The kite flies up and up. So the correct option of adjective phrase is he bought a car of a new model. Of a new model is adjective phrase. Number 14. Which one of the following sentence has a transitive verb? He turned off the light is the transitive verb. A verb that must need an object to explain its meaning is called a transitive verb. Intransitive verb are the verbs that in no need of the object. Number 15. Which one of the following sentences contain a gerund phrase? Gerund is the first form of verb plus ing when it is used as noun. So eating ice cream in winter is not good. Barking dogs seldom bites. So option number A is the correct option. Number 16, unless he comes early, I will not wait all day for him. The underlying part of the sentence, unless he comes early. Early is basically an adverb, so this clause is known as adverb clause. Number 17, the dog chases him where he goes. The underlying part of the sentence is a clause because it's not explaining its complete sense. Number 18, he never was with his playmates. The underlined word is an adverb of frequency because ever, never, these kind of words are showing the frequency of doing something or doing some action. Number 19, his knowledge of many languages elevated him among his companions. The underlined word is knowledge, wealth, these kind of honesty, these kind of nouns are the abstract nouns. Number 20, the brave soldier rushed to the battlefield and forced the enemy to flee. The sentence is a simple, complex, compound, or a complex sentence. How do you identify? So come to the sentence, the brave soldier rushed, number 1, to the battlefield and forced the enemy to flee. So it is a compound sentence that conjoin the two of the sentences together. So your objective paper ends here. Let's move to the subjective part of the paper. Section B carries 40 marks as usual. Your first question is the most important question with the by the view of the getting marks. You can secure 28 marks out of this section, this only question. So what you have to do, read the paragraph carefully, understanding the meaning and keeping in mind that you have to translate this passage into the simple English, and it carries 8 marks, 1 mark for the title and 7 marks for the summary, right? And note down the underlined word. You have to put the synonyms or you may have to put the antonyms at the end of the précis if the examiner asks to you. So question number 1, write on the summary of the given passage and suggest a suitable title. The title here is given the career considerations, 1 mark for the title and 7 mark for the précis, and the précis should be the 1/3 of the given para. Question number 2, what is the significance of the change in real life? Remember, your answer should be from the passage, but they should not be the copied line from the passage. This is not a suitable thing to do because you will lose your marks if you do such kind of activities there. Number 3, what is necessary to know about your needs and want before decision on the profession. And number 4, explain why it is important to identify your interests before choosing an occupation. Question number 3, when you look at the question number 3 and question number 4, these are basically the suggestion from your side, your own opinions about this para and the idea given in the passage. Number 5, what are the requirements for joining a specific profession? Number 6, how can it be beneficial to gather advice from friends, colleagues, and family members? You also have to put your idea here. Number 7, write the underlying message conveyed through the paragraph. And means the underlined, if there are some lines that are underlined in the para, you have to write its meaning over there. Number 8, deduce the meaning of the underlined word from the context. Pediatric initiative, pediatric dealing with the care and treatment of the children, initiative the ability to act first or on one's own. Critical, a patient condition that requires urgent treatment. Interact, to engage in communication and other shared activities. So here your question number 2 ends with 28 marks, but out of these 8 questions, you have to attempt only 5. Out of which the question number, part 1 is compulsory. Now comes the question number 3. Read the following poetic extraction carefully. This extraction carries 6 marks, 3 questions to attempt. Each question carries 2 marks. With my heart and soul ready to help, I am. Though only an insignificant insect I am, never mind. If the night is dark, I shall shed light. If the way is dark, God has bestowed a torch on me. He has given a shining lamp to me. The good in the world, only those are ready to be useful to others who are. So this is the stanza. Read carefully and create a picture in your mind and your imagination. And now come to the question. Number 1, what is the dominant theme of the given line? The dominant theme of the given line is that regardless of how tiny or the huge you are, you can be the great value to those in need, as a little firefly can show a stray bird the way to home. Number 2, what kind of people are good in the world according to the poet? According to the poet, the good people who are good in nature, whose nature is helpful for others. Number 3, write down the 2 rhyming words for each of the following word. Dark. Rhyming words mean with the same sounds: dark, spark, sharp, pop, and shining, mining, dining. And the next, you also have a choice to this question, whether to attempt the first stanza or the second. The tree that never had to fight for sun and the sky, the air and the light, but stood out in the open plain and always got its share of rain, never became a forest king, but lived and died a scrubby thing. What a lovely poem it is. Question number 1 from here, what is the main theme of the given lines? The poet pointed out that a tree which has rain, sun, and air in abundance for being a lawn in a plain does not become a towering tree. The poet implies that people who do not have to face the hardship in life remaining ordinary, they could not create their value in their life. The value lies in the hardship, facing the hardships of life. So you have to attempt the given question of the stanza, and you have the choice to attempt the first stanza or the second. Next is the part B of the question. Attempt one of the following question. These are from the literature part. What are the main elements of the play? Elaborate any one of the theme. So we will discuss this question deeply. The element of play includes setting, plot, characters, dialogues, monologues, theme, conflict, language, spectacle, and rhythm. plot is a very important element of a play, as this is written in the third line. It consists of the main events of the story that are happening in a sequence or in a haphazard way. What would be the plan of the storyteller or the dramatist? It can be termed as a skeleton of the play. It is composed of clearly defined problem for the character to solve. The plot of a play should be both astonishing and credible. A typical plot consists of the following phrases: exposition, which is introduction to the main character.